All right, go ahead and switch over. This transition is much quicker than the one that I have on a regular net. Hello. How's everyone doing this evening? Welcome in to the Monday Night Cares Net, or in this case, the Van Zandt County Aries Net. My name is Colton, call sign is KI5LDJ, and I will, as always, be your host for this evening's live stream, and the host for this evening's net. I'll be Net Control Station. Looks a little bit different. It was a little bit unexpected, you're probably saying. I hear you. I hear you saying that. Well, as it happens, I am actually going to be out of town for our meeting this week. I have been tasked with getting our keys to the palace over there and unlocking the door, but I do have a flight that I need to get to Thursday morning, a very early red-eye, getting to the airport at like 4:30 in the morning, so I'll be staying over close to the airport with a friend, and we'll need to get the heck out of Dodge Wednesday evening so I can get over there in enough time to get some shut-eye before I have to be up super early. So I won't be here for the meeting, and then I'll also be out of town next Monday. I'll be coming back, but I'll be out for the net next week. So that's the slot we usually have slated for our Aries net. I kind of figured we needed to do an AAR, after action report, over the recent exercise that we did. It was with the Regional Advisory Council, and they're going to be they sent out rather an AAR from themselves. The group in Tyler did, so we have that, and I know we need to do one. We had lots of suggestions to do one, and we got to get that done. So I figured it would be a good time to go ahead and do it, since
the time is 7
I'll be missing
p.m.
it.
This is the K5VCC repeater.
And with that, it's 7 o'clock. There we go. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is Net Control Station KI5LDJ, and it is now time for the Van Zandt County Aries Net. We ask all stations to keep the system free of unrelated traffic until the net closes. This will be a controlled net, so please do not start a conversation before receiving recognition by Net Control. Little info about this net. We meet here for this net the fourth Monday of every month, except for today. As I was just telling my friends online, I will not be here the fourth Monday, so we pushed it up a little bit last minute and decided to get an after action report in. This net is held usually the fourth Monday of the month at 7 p.m. local time here on the K5VZC repeater at 147.200 megahertz for the Van Zandt County Aries organization. The purpose of this net is to disseminate information across the organization, provide training, and pass traffic when needed. Our backup net control station this evening is no one. No one volunteered this evening. That's fine. Should be a pretty straightforward net, so I think we'll be okay. Stations with emergency or priority traffic may interrupt the net at any time with a break transmission, and I'll take that call immediately. Are there any emergency or priority calls at this time? Alright, well, thankfully I hear no emergency traffic. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and get into it. I will now take check-ins for tonight's net. Those of you that are here probably are regulars with our Monday Night Cares net. The check-in process is a little bit different for our Aries net. We're going to go one at a time for the Aries net instead of in a big group. So, when checking in, please state your call sign only using standard ITU phonetics. We ask any stations capable of APRS beaconing, do so for the duration of the net. If you have the app on your phone, go ahead and get it out, start beaconing. If you're using a radio, go ahead and switch it on, get the APRS going. We would love to make sure everyone's APRS is working for position tracking. Stations checking in will be acknowledged with your call sign. And when you're acknowledged, please provide your first name, approximate location, APRS beaconing status, as well as any pending traffic and its precedence. I'll confirm each check-in by restating the call sign and traffic listing using plain English. Once we finish your check-in, we'll move on to the next check-in. There we go, guys. So, all stations that would like to join us for the Monday Night Van Zandt Aries net, please come now with your call sign.
Kilo Juliet 5, Gulf India Oscar, mobile.
Alright, Kilo Juliet 5, Golf India Oscar. Go ahead with your first name, approximate location, APRS status, and any traffic.
Hey, it's Ryan. I'm only going to be a short time. I can't stay on, but I am on 64 and I-20. APRS is off as I'm driving at the moment.
Alright, sir, very wise. Yes, be careful out there driving. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Ryan. I got you in the log. We have KJ5GAO, Mr. Ryan, you're mobile, no APRS, and short time. So we'll go ahead and let you get on your way for the evening. 7-3, sir, thank you so much for being here and stopping in. Alright, next check-in.
Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel Charlie Golf.
Alrighty, we have Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel Charlie Golf. Go ahead with your check-in.
This is Charlie. I'm 10 miles south of Canton, Texas. I have no APRS and no traffic.
Alright, KJ5HCG, Mr. Charlie G, from the south side of Canton, no APRS and no traffic. Thank you so much for checking in, sir. Next check-in, please.
Kilo Juliet 5, Foxtrot, Lima, Whiskey.
Fantastic. Kilo Juliet 5, Foxtrot, Lima, Whiskey. Go ahead.
This is Nolan. I'm about a half a mile off of 80 in Wills Point on South 2nd Street. No traffic and no APRS.
Alright, QSL, we have Mr. KJ5FLW, Nolan from the east side of Wills Point with no traffic and no APRS. Thank you so much, Mr. Nolan. Next check-in, please. Alrighty, we have Whiskey 2, November, Oscar, Whiskey. Go ahead with your check-in.
David, I'm 12 miles east of Canton in the van. I'm a short timer tonight and no APRS.
Alrighty, sounds good. We have Mr. David, W2NOW from the east side of Canton with no APRS and no traffic. Short time on top of that. Alrighty, well hey, thanks for coming in and saying hi, Mr. David. We do appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your evening, sir, and maybe we'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Don't forget our meeting is coming up in a couple days. Alrighty, next check-in, please.
Kilo Charlie 5, Charlie Mike Bravo.
Hey, Harv, how you doing? We got a greetings from Mr. Harv. Hope you're doing well this evening. How's the weather treating you up there? Alrighty, we have Kilo Charlie 5, Charlie Mike Bravo. Go ahead, sir.
Gary, about 15 miles outside of Canton, to the south, and no APRS as yet.
Alrighty, fantastic. We have KC5CMB, Mr. Gary, from the south side of Canton, quite far south there. We have you with no APRS and no traffic on top of that. I assume probably would have told me if you did. Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Gary. We appreciate it. Alright, any others that want to check in, please come now with your call sign. Hope all is good. Good afternoon. Hello, Jason. Welcome in. Thanks for coming to say
India
hi.
5, Bravo, Delta, India.
I hope you're doing well as well. Doing well as well. Do you have your training tonight? Alright, the next one on my list is KI5BDI. Go ahead. Brisk and moist. Oh man. It's been so humid here. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need
Kevin,
gills.
5 miles north of I-20 off of Highway 19. I have 2 APRS beacons on. One is my base station, the other is my phone. They will appear on the map next to each other because they're sitting about 6 inches from each other. I have a small piece of redundant traffic.
That is often how that goes. Look at that. Alright, well, super duty, Mr. Kevin. I got you in. I see you on APRS there, so fantastic. We got Mr. KI5BDI, Kevin, from the north side of Canton, with APRS and with traffic. We'll come back to you for that traffic once we get done with our check-ins. Thank you, sir. Are there any other check-ins at this time? This is KI5LDJ standing by for check-ins.
This is Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel Tango, Oscar.
Someone's got a haircut. Yeah, shaved it all off. Well, half of it. Someone told me I should get a refund for the other half. Alrighty. We got KJ5HTO. You checked in at 1911. What a great number. Go ahead with your check-in. KJ5HTO. Looks like we got David on APRS too.
Name is Matt. Location's a couple miles east of Canton here at 1255 and I-20. I am not beaconing at this time, and I have no traffic. Back to net.
Jason says, you do have training at the fire department now, and you'll look at this after you get home. All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming and saying hi. We always appreciate it, Jason. You're like our main support. You're the best. Have a good time over at training. Hopefully you learn something and stay safe. All right, Mr. Matt, Mr. KJ5HTO. Got you in the log from the east side of Canton with no APRS and no traffic. We appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Do we have any other check-ins for tonight's net? Please come now with your call sign. 1911. That's right.
November 2, Tango, Golf, Mike.
Into TGM. Let's That's right. God bless America. And God bless John Moses Browning. Right? Alrighty, we have November 2, Tango Golf Mike. Go ahead. It's a good APRS software for cell. APRS
Name is
Droid.
Ken, Athens, Texas, and I am APRS beaconing.
Yes, if you are on Android, you'll want to use APRS Droid. That's definitely the one I suggest. As for iPhone, I'm not sure. I'm not an iPhone user. Alrighty, we have Mr. Ken into TGM from Athens with APRS. Waiting for it to update here, but I bet you'll pop up here shortly. Thank you so much, Mr. Ken. I really appreciate you being here and checking in. I got you in with no traffic as well. I made that assumption. But thank you so much for being here, sir. All right, any other check-ins before we move on? I see Jason over there beaconing. Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to use. Definitely the best one I've had. I think you sign in, like you give it your call sign, or you make an account with the APRS website, and then sign in, and you just hit beacon with your GPS on. Works really well, of course, provided the cell phone service. All right, we picked up Kilo Foxtrot 5, Victor Alpha Victor. Go ahead with your check-in. Don't see him on there yet. Alrighty, Mr. Cody, KF5 VAV from the south side of Canton, southeast side of Canton. I have you with no traffic, and unfortunately, you dropped from the repeater right as you told me your APRS. I think you said you did have it, but would you confirm your APRS status for me, sir? Didn't get that either, but we will find out shortly. Alrighty, thank you so much, Mr. Cody. I got you in there. Fantastic. Alrighty, guys. Any other check-ins here before we move on? This will be last call for check-ins. If you'd like to join us, come now with your call sign.
W5DLP.
I had a feeling he would try and join us. Well, there we are. I had a feeling you'd try and join us over there. Found you over on my APRS. Go ahead with your check-in, Mr. W5DLP.
Name is Dave. About 8 miles west of Canton. APRS is transmitting via my telephone.
There we go.
W5DLP.
Alrighty, Dave. It is fantastic to have you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I got you in from the west side of Canton with APRS and no traffic. Thank you so much. Alright, any others before we move on? Any others that want to join us for the Monday night Van Zandt County Aries Net? Please come down with your call sign. Oh yeah, there's everyone else showing up too. Alrighty, I hear no more check-ins. Once again, this is KI5LDJ net control station for the Van Zandt County Aries Net. And we're going to go ahead and get into the meat of our net with everyone checked in here. Alrighty, so for this evening's net, as you guys can obviously tell, we last minute decided that we were going to do an AAR for our recent RAC, Regional Advisory Council exercise. We really appreciate everyone for pitching in and showing up for that. You guys did amazing in my book, but of course, we always have stuff to talk about. What we're going to do here is do a little AAR, a little after action report. So we'll kind of go through here with each of these operators that have checked in, that participated in the net, and we'll kind of get your story, see how it went for you, and we're going to ask you for a few different criteria for your AAR. So on top of your general perspective, just kind of how things went for you, what your experience was, what you noticed, we'll be asking for any items, anything that you think we should remove, sustain, or improve with our emergency practice here. So anything you think we should not do next time for remove, anything you think we did well and should continue to do for sustain, or anything that you think we should improve, things that we don't necessarily need to get rid of, or we shouldn't probably keep them going the same way. They could use a little bit of improvement. So those will be kind of the three areas that we'd like you guys to think about as we go into the after action report here. And on top of our own personal after action report, we have one from the Tyler group themselves. Let's see, what did they call it? The RAC, TSA, F, and TSA G exercise. Lots of lots of acronyms, lots of letters. But this is going to be for all of North Texas areas there with our division here. So let me go ahead and read to you just the couple things that they noted, and then we'll get into getting y'all's opinions. All right, so for this exercise, we have I have a document here that I'm looking at. The timeline of events. Looks like we started at 9:30, right on time. Started to get WinLink messages at 10, and the exercise finished in its entirety at 11. There was a section afterwards with peer-to-peer WinLink messages, in case I know no one here participated in that. I don't think anyone had true WinLink capability, so that's fine. That was their timeline of events. For their kind of general after-action report, here's their overview. Their notes say that a major fiber cable was cut near Lindale, and that resulted in a loss of internet service that affected all Northeast Texas communications. That included medical facilities. I think that's kind of their situation, right? That was the overview. Major strengths demonstrated. So this was going to be the sustains. Voice communication via linked repeater system throughout Northeast Texas was very good. Good voice net structure. Exercise WinLink messages from various locations proved to be good. Capability for remote station setup went well. If you guys were kind of paying attention there, the Tyler group did set up a remote station and a mobile operations center. Sounds like that went well. Break. This EOC had WinLink and voice remote stations. They had one in Athens and in Smith County at UTHNE. I don't know. I don't know exactly the full what that stands for the hospital, but at the hospital that they were supporting in Smith County and in Athens. It says that one of the major strengths was that we exercised the ability to develop a list of supporting stations. So we were definitely a part in that. We had good signals in, and they definitely made note. And their last of the major strengths that they noted was that setup of mobile communication station in support of the full-scale exercise that they established over at the UT Hospital Northeast campus, I guess, went well for them. So they worked with the emergency management coordinator over in Smith County, and that relationship and setup seems to have gone well. Gary believes he has APRS sending packets. Okay, you got that going pretty quick. We'll see if you come up over here on my application. All right, and then the areas for improvement. Self-explanatory. This was the improve category that I mentioned earlier. Things that they thought about from Tyler was additional repeater linking, further testing of digital messaging systems, additional training of new operators for voice and digital messaging, and operator identification for counties with no net check-in. So they wanted to identify the operators in counties that did not have check-ins. So they're looking for more people, looking for more radio folks. Their improvement plan goes into additional repeater linking, further testing of the messaging systems, the training, and then the operator identification. They'd like to look for new repeater sites, test faster digital formats, set up workshops for new operators, and continue to seek additional operators in the North Texas areas and Texas RACES programs. So that was an overview of the after action report, the things that they thought we did well and things they thought we could improve on. That came from straight from the section from ETEX and FLG. So that was kind of what they thought. So we're going to go ahead and go through our operators that participated in this exercise, and we're going to get your ideas. So once again, I'll ask you guys just to give me a basic overview, you know, your general thoughts, how you thought it went for you. And then if you can, try and think about something we could remove from our procedure, sustain, and improve from everything that we did. If you can hit one or all or any of those high points, be great. Looks like from my check-in list from the exercise, we had myself, KJ5HCG, KJ5HTO, KF7SOX, KJ5FLW, KJ5GIO, KI5BDI, and KF5VAV all attempt to check into the net. By my calculations here, looks like only 4 of us were successfully able to check in, and I think I know why that is based off some of y'all's comments before, but we'll go ahead and get it all put down into one place here. So what I'm going to do is start from the top of the list from people that tried to check in, and we'll get your opinions on everything. And I will be kind of taking notes here, writing down everything y'all think, so we can make a proper report of all this. But we're going to start from the top of my list before I pass it off here for ID. Once again, this is KI5LDJ, net control station for the Van Zandt County Aries training net. And we're going to start with the first one that checked in here, and that's going to be Mr. Matt. So we'll give it to KJ5HTO. What was your experience? Anything that we should not do, continue to do, or improve on? KJ5HTO.
All right. Well, thank you, Colton. In general, my overall experience was good. I didn't have any problems checking in. I checked in on the Edom repeater, so that went well for me. Things that we need to not do, I don't think we're at that point yet. I think we need to continue doing what we're doing and more to get us all up to speed. I think we need to probably expand our digital modes. There's a lot of us that aren't into that yet. We're too new.
Yep.
So that's always something that we can work on. As far as continuing, I think we need to continue doing the exercises. That's for sure. And then maybe we should hold a local exercise just for us to where we can test our system, because we're not always going to be tied in with them. We may have our own local emergency that we'll need to work on.
absolutely. Oh, by the way, Gary,
What the repeater said, but
Yeah.
yeah, those are kind of my initial thoughts. So anyhow, KJ5HCL, back to Ned.
sounds good. And yeah, by the way, Gary, I do have you over here on APRS, so you got it working just fine. All right, that sounds fantastic. Hey, thank you so much, Matt. And I put you on the spot being the first one here. Volunteered you up there. But awesome. Yeah, those are all fantastic comments. I got down that you had a good experience. You didn't have any issues getting into Edom. That was pretty similar to my experience. I didn't experience any issues either. I think the audio coming out of it was a little low, but I mean, what are we to do about that? And it was perfectly readable either way. And it seems like we were perfectly readable on the other side of that. Nothing for removes. I agree. I didn't really come up with anything that we shouldn't be doing. I like the idea expanding our digital modes. I know no one checked in with WinLink capability, including myself. So definitely, I know we've been talking about doing WinLink stuff here in the upcoming future, but definitely a good thing to note. It would be great for us to figure out what's going on there and get ourselves set up. And then, of course, continue our participation in these wider exercises and maybe put one on for ourselves. Definitely. I love all those comments, so we got that written down. Hey, thank you so much, Mr. Matt. I really appreciate it. Fantastic. All right, we're going to scoot down my list here, and we're going to get comments from the next one on my list. That's going to be compared to this net. I think that's going to be Mr. Nolan. So, KJ5FLW, do you have anything to say about our recent exercise? Okay. Okay, I hear that. Yeah, that does sound similar to some other comments that we got from other stations that I'm sure we'll get into a little bit later. Just so that I can, for consistency's sake, were you trying to check in on the Wills Point machine over there? All right, sounds good. Yeah, that's kind of what I suspected. I heard some similar comments from other folks. I'm sure we'll hear it a couple more times. I do think that was probably one of the bigger issues. But all right, well, we got you with no comment, nothing major to say other than you didn't hear anything from the Wills Point machine, which is very valuable information. All right, well, I appreciate it, Mr. Nolan. Thank you so much. Alrighty, next one here that was also there. I have Mr. Ryan, although I think he was short time. He's probably gone by now, so let me scooch on down to our next one. That's going to be Mr. Kevin. KI5BDI, do you have anything about our recent exercise?
KI5BDI. I actually have 3 points to make. For those of you who weren't aware, I was down on the first Monday ground in Arbor 4000 for the first responders event, and I tried to check in. I could hear off of our Wills Point repeater. I could actually hear off of Edom, which is unusual for me. I had a lot of trouble getting through to Wills Point. I was able to finally check in as Colton heard me. I could not get to Edom. I could not check into the main net at all. I think since the first Monday area is such a important area for us, we need to do something about that as quickly as we can. Greg?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really good point.
My second is the 70 centimeter repeater in Wills Point was apparently dead. No one that I've talked to could get into it. I find it entertaining that the Tyler Group wants to add repeaters, but they're not taking care of one they already have. And I think we may need to approach them about letting us have that so that we can keep it up. And that may or may not solve the issue on the grounds of first Monday. 70 centimeter characteristics versus 2 meter. I don't know if that will because of all the metal, etc.
Yeah, that's a good point, though.
Third point is I completely agree. We really need to push and make it an emphasis in the next couple of months to get Windling up and running.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that sounds good. All right, yeah, absolutely fantastic post-mortem there, absolutely. I also am just now realizing I completely skipped you for our traffic, so let me go ahead and pass it back to you. Do you still have that piece of traffic from earlier?
It's a fairly redundant piece of traffic. Just reminding everybody, 6:30 at the Van Zandt County Library is our monthly not to be occurring in December meeting. Hope to see everybody there. Back to net control.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, thank you for reminding us. Although, if you haven't heard, we won't do it in December, but this month, the local group cares, who we are entirely tied to, as all of you know, in case anyone out there on the internet doesn't know. We're having our meeting, our club meeting. That's going to be in 2 days, 6:30 at the library. So hopefully all you guys can be there. But yeah, absolutely. Definitely right. Hit the nail on the head, I'd say, as far as your after action report there. I do agree with First Monday being a pretty critical spot. Of course, that's going to be have the highest concentration of people at any given time during the month, you know, and the fact that it, as you said, is kind of down in that hole, and then especially over where we're at the Arbor is all the metal buildings, so it is a very challenging area to get coverage in, but as you said, it is a very critical area for Canton and Van Zandt County, so I think it would be prudent of us to look at solutions for making sure we can get coverage down into that. Also with, like you said, perhaps getting that Wills Point machine under our supervision and care, the characteristics of the 70 centimeter band as opposed to the 2 meter band might lend itself a little bit better to getting down in that hole. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much, Mr. Kevin. I really appreciate that.
BDI.
Absolutely, sir. Go ahead, KI5 BDI.
I hate to bring this particular topic up, but we've got the new tower going up by the sheriff's office, and it may be that the only solution is to get on that tower with another repeater, or if there is a tower or some location on the First Monday grounds, we may have to actually get serious about talking to the city or the county about doing that in order to get better coverage. Probably would want GMRS there as well.
Yeah.
If we can do that.
I think so.
But since we can't link them, I'm not sure how much that helps us. KFI BDI back to net control.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, but GMRS, you know, being a much more common and easily accessible. Yeah, I think that's an idea. No, I think I definitely think that's worth saying. Yeah, absolutely. I've kind of considered the same thing. I may have a potential solution for that. I don't know near enough about its veracity to divulge it here on the net and the stream, because it may not even be possible or happen. But I have an idea that might work for that, so I'll definitely let the board know about that, and we'll look into it. But I agree. Putting something on a tower close to First Monday, I think, is probably going to be our only solution for that, given the geography of its area and all that. And maybe talking to the city, getting in with them a little bit, and even perhaps considering a GMRS, being that even though we can't link it, it is a much more accessible radio service. Of course, people that don't need to take a license or don't need to take a test in order to get their call sign and all that. So it very much may be worth it to get a more accessible radio service in there. So good things to consider, definitely. Alrighty. Once again, this is KI5LDJ, net control station for Van Zandt County AresNet, and last but not least, for our AAR, the last operator on my list from the exercise that is present with us this evening is going to be Mr. Cody. So, KF5VAV, do you have anything for us regarding our recent exercise? Yeah, there definitely are. They definitely are. We need to reach out to them. All right, yeah, absolutely. That was definitely one thing that I think we all kind of noticed. I got reports from a couple other people that, you know, with Will's Point being down, having access to those multiple systems, being able to quickly identify which one is going to work best, you know, and having all those options available to you, definitely a good place to start from. That is something that maybe we can talk about working into our standard programming, but I think that's definitely a good point, because it is kind of challenging whenever you're given multiple options and you know, one of them doesn't work, you don't know it. So being able to, like I said, you know, scan around or be able to pick up quickly which one's going to work best is definitely a good idea. But all right, well, I definitely appreciate it. I think I have one more that I got an email from. I didn't get them on our original log, but I did get an email from them that they were kind of trying, so we'll go ahead and get them as well. And that's going to be Mr. W5DLP. Mr. David, I did get an email from you about, I know you at least tried the Will's Point machine, so do you have any other comments, or would you like to add to that? Anything about our recent exercise? The floor is yours, W5DLP.
Repeater was working. Kevin, I did hear you when you tried to get a hold of anybody. I didn't answer it simply because, well, maybe he's here in the net and I missed it.
Yeah.
I didn't know. But you were into the machine just very easily. We all need to put it on our list to make sure that there's only one group that from time to time would unlink that repeater, to the best of my knowledge. I have a feeling it simply was not linked.
Yeah.
Had I thought of it Saturday, I certainly would have checked that. It just didn't hit me until tonight that probably the link is turned off, and we just simply need somebody to go in there and turn it on.
Okay.
That's all I have. But the repeater was working fine. I heard Kevin. I heard you just. I suppose you were on your HT. But I heard you full quieting
Wow.
as you ID'd the machine.
Okay. That's pretty big. Okay, well, awesome. I mean, that's a pretty big development. So, just so I'm clear, you're saying that the 70 center Wolves Point E-Tex machine, that one was working, you heard him, but you think it just wasn't linked?
Yes, sir. That
Okay.
is correct. I heard Kevin when he keyed up one time and just threw his call sign out. And I thought, okay, we're fixing to have round check-ins here. And I was all set and ready.
Okay.
And nothing just ever got into my brain that, David, it may not be linked. So, yes, the machine was working.
Okay.
And the other thing, as far as the question of a tower to use down there at the First Monday grounds, there is a tower about 30 foot tall at the senior citizens building. And I feel, and I had, of course, wanted to, years ago, to talk with the city of Canton and make sure we could get in there and use that in an event, in case of an event happening down at the First Monday grounds.
Yeah.
We could set up and get a lot of good done from there if we could have access to that during an emergency.
Yeah.
So that'll be something we need to go ahead and follow up with the mayor and if we can't get that taken care of.
I like that. I'll definitely check that out.
Hi, BDI.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, thanks for volunteering. I appreciate that. I'll talk to you about that a little bit later because there might be some things we got to do. But I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. We'll make a note of that. KI5BDI, go ahead.
That 70 centimeter repeater is something that can be linked and unlinked remotely with some codes. Randy has done it numerous times. I think if ETECS actually left that thing unlinked for an event like this, it shows just how little they care about that repeater. And that would be a travesty.
Well, I can certainly hear that echoed in your comments earlier about perhaps us taking responsibility over that, managing that system. So heard that there for sure. It is unfortunate that it seems like it wasn't linked. I really appreciate you, David, for bringing that to our attention because I would have just gone about thinking that it wasn't working the whole time. So that is definitely a big difference, right, between it not working and it not being linked. So yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Both you, Mr. Kevin, and David, thank you so much for bringing that comment to us. Very helpful. Kind of changes what we're thinking we might need to do for our plan. But all right, well, that's all of our reports. That's everyone that was there, at least that I'm seeing right here. Do we have any other comments for our after action report? Anyone else that wants to add anything to what they said before? Anything new? Is there anyone that has anything else that they'd like to comment on before we get out of here? Alrighty, well, I guess that'll do it. That was very great, very informative. Thank you guys so much for being here, participating in that. Looks like no one had anything that they thought we should stop doing. We definitely want to continue to participate in these nets, and what is it? And improve our radio system here for our own coverage in our county. For improve, maybe also having nets here in our county just for us. Looking at the linking situation, kind of seeing what we can do to maybe get a better handle on that. And then a couple other things here and there. But I got some good notes to look at and to put down. So I really appreciate that, everyone. That is all I had, guys. It was a pretty simple net. We went a little bit long, but pretty straightforward. Just getting everyone's opinions on everything. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys for participating and being here this evening. Yeah, Matt. I'll probably just call you on the radio here after the net. Because Aries might want you to be an Aries member to have like a full-time position. That's kind of up to me though, so we'll have to look into it a little bit. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's gonna be it for me for this evening. That's gonna be the Aries net. So I once again appreciate everyone for being here, and we'll start to close it down. Let you guys get out of here for the evening. Unlike our normal cares net, no checkouts necessary from you guys. We'll show everyone secure. So y'all are welcome to go on and get your dinner heated up and do whatever you're gonna do for the evening, and we'll shut it down. So for my official sign off here, this was Net Control Station KI5LDJ, and this completes the Van Zandt County Aries Net. I want to thank the repeater owners, the whole CARES group, all of us, for the use of their systems and everyone who participated. The repeater will be returned to normal operation after confirmation of the backup checkout information. We don't have tonight, so I will confirm it myself. We have all the info. So thank you guys so much, and hopefully you guys have a good night. This is KI5LDJ, and I'm located on the north side of Canton. We're going to be closing down the net right now at 1950 hours local time. And that's it for us, guys. Hopefully you have a good night. We'll look forward to seeing some of you Wednesday and next Monday. Be back for Mr. Randy's net. So then, 7-3s, y'all stay safe. Van Zandt County Aries returning the system to normal radio traffic. KI5LDJ will be clear. All right.
W5DLP. Those that have capability and wouldn't mind giving me a few, I'm going to try and bring the link up on that repeater. And I will say, Kevin and Colton both, they gave us that up and down and permission to use that thing, with the caveat that we always turned it back on when we got through with it. So we may have made a mistake.
It's possible.
And I wouldn't say they don't care. They just assumed that we would have turned it on and had it on. So yeah. we may need to check into redundancy as far as being able to turn that on.
Yeah.
This is W5DLP. I'm clear, and I'm going to go to the machine and see if I can't turn the link on. W5DLP.
All right, yeah. Anyone that's out there, if you're still listening.
KI5PDI. Dave, we have not used that repeater in several months.
Yeah. Anyone that's welcome to, or still listening, welcome to head over to that 70 centimeter, that 443250, I believe. Need to double check. We're going to see if maybe we can fiddle with the link a little bit and see what's going on. But thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I know it was a little bit odd having the last minute Aries net, a little bit disorganized. Not nearly as fun and entertaining as our usual net, but it needed to happen anyways. We got a lot of good info, a lot of good discussion out of it. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you next week. I will not be here. May not have a live stream, so just a fair warning. We might not have a live stream next week, but we will have a net. So we'll be picked up by someone else that's in town here. Hopefully Mr. Randy can pick it up, and it'll be a good one. We have Gary before I leave saying, "Are you seeing my info on APRs?" I am, or at least I was. I wasn't looking at it here. Yep, we got you. We have you 3 times actually. Oh, looks like it was just logged through. Some of it can be a little difficult, but yep, we got you. You managed to get that going pretty well. Hopefully, you're seeing Mr. W5 DLP over there. You guys are pretty close to each other, so that's always good. But all right, guys, that's gonna be it for me. So, like I said, once again, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll go ahead and get out of here. Our meeting is in 2 days, this Wednesday at 6:30 at the library here in town, and we'll be back next week. Until then, 7 threes and stay safe, and we'll see you guys later on. Bye bye.